Happy Indigenous Peoples Day, ladies non-binaries and gentlemen, or, in some states with a large Norwegian population, Leif Erikson Day, or in Canada, Thanksgiving. But whatever you call the second Monday in October, Columbus Day is definitely wrong. Columbus was the world's worst explorer, not just because of the rapes and genocide. All the explorers did that. He was not a very good explorer by those standards either. There is a lot of common misconceptions about Columbus's voyages in 1492, such as they believed that Columbus was the only one who thought that the world was round, while everyone else thought it was flat. But that isn't true. Everybody knew it was round, and everybody knew how big it was because of Eratosthenes, a Greek living in Alexandria. Every oceanographer can tell you his story by heart. There was a well in Aswan where the sun would shine straight down on the summer solstice, but a vertical stick in Alexandria cast a 7-degree shadow. So, Eratosthenes took this as a fraction of the Earth's circumference, 7/360, multiplied it by the actual distance between the two towns, holding the ruler north-south 15 centimeters, which at 52.5 kilometers is 787.5 kilometers between the two towns. Dividing that by 7/360 is 40,500 kilometers, which is pretty much exactly how big the Earth is. But meters and centimeters and kilometers, those were not invented in 1492, so Chris severely bungled his unit conversions, and he thought the world was about a quarter of its actual size. And everybody else was like, no, Chris, Japan is not that close. If you sail into the ocean, you'll just discover more ocean. But fortunately for Chris, when he sailed into the ocean, America was in the way, which a lot of other people had already discovered. Except China. The guy who wrote this was not a real historian. He made it up for clickbait. But that idiot, he was so full of himself that he insisted till his deathbed that he had reached India, which is why Native Americans are called Indians. Thanks a lot, Chris, for introducing ambiguity whenever I talk about my friends who are actually from India. But enough about Columbus. Lots of people don't even know what causes the seasons. They think it's the distance from the Earth to the Sun that causes the seasons, but if that were the case, then it would be the same season everywhere on Earth at the same time. I've been to Australia in the summer, and it was winter there. Also, the day that the Earth is furthest from the Sun is July 4th, funny enough. What actually causes the seasons is the tilt of the Earth's axis. When the sun is higher in the sky, in the summer, it is warmer. In the winter, it is lower in the sky, so it is cooler. In fact, in the polar regions, there is no sun in the winter and all the sun in the summer. I hope that clears up what caused the seasons. But this distance from the Earth to the Sun actually has exactly one application. Because under Kepler's second law, the planet moves faster when going towards the close point and slower when moving away from the close point. If you take a picture of the sun at the same time every day, it gives you this figure 8 shape, the analemma. If you look closely at it, the date shows you what latitude the sun is directly overhead, such as directly down Eratosthenes' well on the summer solstice. Anyways, I've talked about the sun and latitude, now it's time for the sun and longitude. I was riding the bus last Juneteenth at 4:50 p.m. when I noticed something odd. Did you see it? 3:22 p.m. The clock on the bus was an hour and 28 minutes behind. What could have caused this? The first thought was relativistic time dilation. But although the bus moves faster than the green line, it's not fast enough for relativity to matter. No, the more likely explanation is solar time. In the old and ancient days, nobody needed to know exactly what time it was. The sun would rise at 6 a.m., and it would pass its zenith at noon, and it would set at 6 p.m. Fun fact, the word noon means 9 because monks would wake up at 3 a.m. Now, you'll notice there's one flaw with this, which is that the day and night are not equal in length for most of the year, only at the equator and on the equinox days, which means equal night. So, they standardized the length of an hour. The world is 360 degrees wide, 24 hours in a day, meaning at 1 degree of longitude, there's 4 minutes of time difference. This is demonstrated at a clock at the Grain Exchange in Bristol, England, which has 2 minute hands. One is for the local time, and the other is for London time, about 10 minutes away. But when the best mode of transport, railways, were invented, they needed to have more clear timetables than every station having its own time. So the world was divided into about 24 regions of uniform time, a time zone, if you will. They have many irregularities in their borders to go around political divisions, etc. I love talking about these, but I don't really have time in this video to. But my favorite is between China and Afghanistan, a 3.5-hour jump when crossing their international border, because Chairman Mao decided it would be a good idea to make every clock in China have one time, symbolizing unity, and also so that people in Xinjiang couldn't coordinate their meetings. A consequence of this is that people in Xinjiang like to use their local time when talking to each other, but they use Beijing time when talking to the government. How does this relate to the clock on the bus? Well, the bus factory is in St. Cloud, Minnesota, at 94.1 degrees west. And I was riding it at 71.1 degrees west, 23 degrees difference, times 4 minutes per degree of longitude, makes an hour and 32 minutes difference, which is 1 degree of longitude more than the hour and 28 minutes difference I observed. Oh well, I guess it's not accurate anyways. But what's more likely? That they just happened to accidentally reset the clock to 0 when they turned it off at 1:28 a.m. for the end of the night? Or that this one bus had been reviving the timekeeping methods of a bygone era? What do you think? Anyways, thank you for bearing with me. I hope you were able to understand the good parts. Please ask clarifying questions in the comments and absolutely smash the like, subscribe, and bell buttons as if they were common misconceptions about Christopher Columbus. Thank you for watching.